Hello, Robert Mills here, Riverside Wealth Advisors, with our tip of the week. A 401k is an instrument with which most of us are familiar. Many of us have 401ks. Many of us have contributed to 401ks, and it's an item about which we get a lot of questions. So I thought I might mention this week 5 things that you need to know about your 401k. The first thing I would suggest that you need to know are the different types of 401ks. There is a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k. Obviously, from what you know about us, if you believe taxes are going to be going up in the future, then it might be the better part of wisdom for you to contribute to your Roth 401k. If you think taxes are going to stay the same or go down, then you might consider the traditional 401k. What I want you to know that many employers match our contributions into our 401ks. And if you choose to contribute to the Roth 401k, the employer is still going to match. It'll just go into your traditional 401k. But as you know, we certainly encourage our employees, those people who are still contributing to 401ks, to contribute up to the level of the match in your 401k. The second item you need to know about 401ks beyond funding is, secondly, the fees that are involved. The reality is that in most 401ks, there is about a 2% fee. Oftentimes, those fees are buried. It's very, very hard to determine exactly what they are. But believe me, there are fees inside of 401ks. There are administrative costs, there are investment fees, there's revenue sharing fees. The funds in which you invest oftentimes have fees. There's fees for being a fiduciary, there's fees for consulting. So believe me, embedded inside of 401ks are fees, oftentimes, as I've already mentioned, up to about a 2%. The third thing you need to know about your 401k is liquidity. As you know, if you try to take that money out before you're 59 and a half, there can be a 10% penalty. However, there are some extenuating circumstances around which you might be able to access that money sooner. For instance, if you're pre 60 years old, 59 and a half, and you decide that you might want to retire, then you might want to learn about the rule of 55. And if you don't know what the rule of 55 is, then give us a call and we'll talk more about it. So there's funding, there's fees, there's liquidity, and then it's important for you to know about required minimum distributions. If you're 72, 73, then you know that there's going to come a time when the IRS is going to say, hey, we want our portion of that 401k, and they're going to require you to take minimum distributions out of your 401k and have to pay tax on that money. And then the final component is that a 401k is not the only way to retire, to plan for retirement. There are a lot of other vehicles, and we certainly would want you to consider what those are. So these are just some tidbits about 401ks about which we thought you might want to be reminded. And as always, if there's anything we can do for you here at Riverside Wealth Advisors, never hesitate to reach out and let us know. Thanks a lot.